Hi, I'm Taylor Gurkin with Peghead Nation, and the guitar I have here is Taylor's new 112 CES. This guitar is part of Taylor's new variation of its 100 series built with sapele wood back and sides. There are several new models within that new variation. You might have seen my recent demo of the 110 CES, which is the Dreadnought version of this. There's also a Grand Auditorium size guitar of this. And what's exciting about these guitars is that by using the sapele, Taylor is able to drop the price a little bit more than the already very affordable 100 series. And sapele is a great wood. It's often compared to mahogany, and there's a long history of Taylor grand concerts that are built very similar to this guitar, using a spruce top, in this case a solid Sitka spruce top, and sapele or mahogany back and sides, such as the case with this. Beautiful sapele on here. As I mentioned, it's often compared to mahogany. It's an African wood. Really beautiful striping on the back of this particular piece here. The back and sides on these 100 series guitars are layered wood, which is a type of laminated wood, and most of them have a slightly arched back that you might be able to see on this guitar as well. It's not a very pronounced arch, but it's just enough of an arch to create stability and allow construction without using back braces on these guitars. Speaking of braces, these guitars, like all the other 100 and 200 series guitars, continue to use a traditional X bracing pattern of the top rather than the newer V-class bracing that Taylor is using on the 300 series and above. And that's one of the ways that these guitars distinguish themselves from the higher Taylors. Now, in some ways, this means that these new 100s have a little bit more of the tonality that you might be used from older Taylors with X bracings. And these grand concert guitars have always been a favorite of mine. I've been playing a Taylor grand concert, in my case a 712C, since the mid-90s. I've had it for a long time, and this guitar reminds me a lot of my guitar that I've had for many years. These are wonderful fingerstyle guitars, as I was demonstrating in the beginning to this video, but a lot of people also use them in all kinds of musical contexts, whether it's playing lead guitar in more of a rock band or playing accompaniment. They're very quite versatile, and the fact that these guitars have Taylor's standard ES2 electronics, which are the same pickups and preamps that you would find on more expensive Taylor guitars, really makes them an incredible value. Now, one other thing that distinguishes these guitars from grand concerts that are higher up in Taylor's line is that the neck is slightly narrower at the nut. It's a 1 11/16 rather than 1 3/4. And some fingerstyle players might prefer a wider neck. I don't find the actual way that it feels to be radically different from other Taylor necks. I'm perfectly happy playing fingerstyle on this guitar. And if you do have smaller hands or prefer a narrow neck, you may actually prefer the width of these necks on the 100 series guitars over that of the higher end Taylors, which have the slightly wider nut. Like other grand concert guitars in the Taylor line, this has a short scale, and it's just very compact and playable and very fun. It's a nice and responsive guitar, which again is something that I look for in a great fingerstyle guitar. Simple appointments. Black and white rosette, basic black binding with white purfling, black and white purfling, simple dot fingerboard inlay. So very functional. In some ways reminds me of the original 300 and 400 series guitars that have been in the line for many, many years, which in their own way have morphed into slightly more elaborately designed instruments. So this to me is kind of a back to basics, very functional, great sounding, incredible value Taylor Grand Concert. So as I mentioned, a lot of players use these Taylor Grand Concerts in all kinds of musical contexts. So let me show you what it sounds like if I'm playing it with a pick a little bit more. So it really takes well to a slightly more aggressive attack. Again, very easy to play, really full sound, and perhaps a little bit more traditional sounding than some of the newer Taylor designs due to its X bracing that is still the basic architecture of these guitars. So I think these guitars offer a great value. For fingerstyle players, this would be a wonderful guitar to get started with and really take you on your way for a while. It's not a guitar that's going to hold you back. Anyone looking for a smaller, compact, easy to play instrument would do very well to check these out. And of course, with the onboard electronics, they also really work well on stage. You can also use them in the recording studio. I'm going to go out showing you what the ES2 electronic sounds like plugged into my Fishman Loudbox Mini amp over here. And with these electronics, they also would make a fantastic backup guitar or stage guitar. If you already have a higher-end Taylor and you're looking for a guitar to take on stage or to have as a secondary instrument, once you plug them in, they're going to be very similar sounding to other Taylor guitars with the same ES2 system. So definitely check these out. These new Sapele line 100s are now at Taylor dealers. And we also hope you come back here to Peghead Nation for more of our gear demos, as well as our full range of lessons for guitars and other stringed instruments. If you're seeing this on YouTube, come on over to pegheadnation.com and again, check out the full range of lessons we have, as well as hundreds of our gear demos. My name is Taya Gherkin. We hope to see you soon.